Okay, hello boys and girls. Yesterday we worked on subtracting across zeros. Now today we're going to continue with subtracting across zeros, but we're going to work on something slightly different. What happens when there's a number that it's not all zeros and I can't turn them all into nines? Such as this. What if I have the number 4,050 subtract 2,194. What happens if I have that number? Well, we're going to do 3 problems in this video. The first problem, you're going to watch me do it. The second problem, you're going to get out a sheet of paper and we're going to do it together. And the third problem, you're going to do on your own and send your answer back to your teacher. So this first problem, I'm looking at this digit right here. I have 0 take away 4. Well, guess what? I need to borrow from my neighbor. So my neighbor is a 5. I'm now going to make this 5. I'm going to borrow from it. And if I take 1 away from 5, what does it become? It becomes a 4. That 1 I took away from this 5 is now going to this 0. So this 0 is now worth 10. I took 1 away from the 10's place and I gave that to the 1's place. Now I can subtract. 10 subtract 4 is 6. Uh-oh. I'm looking at my next place. I have 4 subtract 9. If I have $4 and I want to buy something for $9, can I do that? I can't. So I'm going to have to borrow from my neighbor. Well, if I look at my neighbor, it's a 0 again. It's not worth anything, so I can't borrow from this neighbor. This neighbor doesn't have anything as well. So I'm going to have to go to my next place value, this 4. Now from this 4, I finally have something of value that I can borrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 away from the 4. I'm going to borrow 1. If I borrow 1, this 4 now becomes a 3. And I'm going to give that 1 that I just took away to my neighbor. So this 0 now becomes a 10. Okay, now 4 subtract 9. I still can't do it, but now I have a neighbor that I can borrow from. If I take 1 away from 10, it now becomes a 9. That 1 I just took from 10, I need to give it to this 4. So now I have 14. If I have $14, can I buy something that costs $9? Yeah, I can. So now I'm going to subtract 14 subtract 9. 14 subtract 9 is going to be 5. 9 subtract 1 is 8. 3 subtract 2 is 1. Notice I have a digit in my ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So I'm going to need a comma to separate the thousands from the hundreds place value. The next problem we're going to do together. So we're going to write the problem down, pause this video, go get a sheet of paper, and meet me back here so we can solve our problem together. Our second problem, let's make it 9,008. We want to subtract 1,050. Okay, now you're going to be doing these steps as I do these steps. 8 subtract 0 is, well, it's 8. Now I have 0 subtract 5. I can't do 0 subtract 5, so I need to borrow from my neighbor. Well, this neighbor doesn't have anything either, so I'm going to have to go to the next neighbor. Now my 9 is now going to become a 8. Taking 1 away from it, I'm borrowing it. When I borrow from this 9, I now need to give that 1 to the 0. So my 0 now becomes a 10. My 10 now can give 1 to this 0. So I'm looking at my neighbor. I need to borrow 1. If I borrow 1 from this 10, it becomes a 9. Now I can give that 1 I took away from the 10 to this 0, which now is a 10. Now I can subtract. 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 0 is 9. 8 subtract 1 is 7. I have a digits in my ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So I need to put a comma between my thousands and my hundreds. The next problem you're going to do on your own, and you're going to send your work to your teacher. The next problem is 5. Let's do a challenge problem. Let's do 50,401 subtract 35,832. On your piece of paper, I want you to solve this problem, and then you're going to put your answer on the slide in Class Kick to show that you did this problem on your own.